Have you ever noticed how one painful memory can feel sharper and louder than 100 good ones? How your brain can cling to a moment of embarrassment, rejection, or regret, as if it were tattooed into your mind, while the joyful memories fade like they were barely there. This isn't because you're dramatic or overly emotional. This is the negativity bias, your brain's ancient survival instinct that prioritizes pain over pleasure because, thousands of years ago, pain was the difference between life and death.
That makes so much sense. I can remember a single negative comment from years ago, word for word. But if you ask me to recall compliments, I draw a blank. It feels like my brain has bookmarks only for the bad stuff, even when the good moments were way more meaningful.
Exactly. Your brain is wired to detect threats first and comfort second. The negativity bias evolved to keep your ancestors alive. Paying attention to danger was far more useful than savoring a pretty sunset. And here's where it gets interesting. The amygdala, the brain's fear center, activates instantly when something negative happens, making the memory stick like glue. Meanwhile, positive events need to be held in your awareness for several extra seconds before they even register as meaningful.
So my brain literally gives negativity VIP treatment. That explains why one bad moment can ruin an entire day. It's like the negative feelings arrive first and sit in the front row.
Spot on. And there's another layer. Negative memories are processed more deeply because your brain treats them like lessons. Anything painful becomes a never again reference point. But the brain doesn't just learn from the event, it rehearses it. Every time you revisit the memory, the neural pathways grow stronger, making that memory brighter, louder, and more emotionally detailed than the original moment ever was.
So replaying something over and over literally makes the memory heavier? That means I'm basically training my brain to prioritize the worst moments.
Exactly. And here's the twist. Your brain also links negative memories to context. If you feel stressed, insecure, lonely, or overwhelmed in the present, your mind automatically scans backward for similar emotional states, not similar events, similar feelings. So when today feels heavy, your brain pulls up every memory that matches that emotional frequency. It's not just remembering the past, it's using the past to understand the present.
That explains why old wounds randomly show up when I'm having a bad week. It's not random. It's emotional matching.
Right. And because negative emotions are more intense and more memorable, your brain assumes they're more important. But here's the deeper psychological truth. Joy is subtle, complex, and often quiet. Pain is loud, simple, and urgent. Your brain pays attention to the loudest signals, not the most meaningful ones. That's why pain outshines joy, even when joy is more frequent.
It's wild that my mind is doing all of this without asking my permission. It makes you wonder how many deep truths about ourselves are actually just survival instincts misfiring in a modern world.
Exactly. Because the negativity bias is outdated. It protected you when danger was physical. But now, most threats are emotional. Criticism, uncertainty, rejection, failure. The brain still reacts as if everything is life or death. That's why a single painful memory can overshadow years of progress, growth, or happiness.
So how do we fix this? Because it feels like the brain is stacked against us.
You fix it by actively retraining your attention. First, savor positive experiences for at least 10 seconds. It sounds small, but it forces your brain to actually encode them. Second, call out negativity bias when it happens. My brain is trying to protect me, not tell me the truth. That breaks the emotional spell. And third, build emotional contrast. When you fill your daily life with small, intentional sources of joy and connection, your brain has new material to prioritize.
That actually feels empowering. Like I can choose what gets stored instead of letting my brain archive things on its own.
Your brain isn't trying to punish you. It's trying to protect you with outdated software. And once you understand the programming, you can finally stop believing that pain is the most important thing about your story. You can teach your mind to value joy again, not by eliminating negativity, but by refusing to let it overshadow everything else.
That's exactly the perspective shift people need.
If you enjoyed this conversation, subscribe to The Curiosity Vault, where we explore the psychology behind why you think, feel, and behave the way you do. Until next time, stay curious.